and salutations. Ba-boom, ba-boom. My name is Ollie, and here is your loaf of daily bread. Today's loaf comes to us by way of the American poet Walt Whitman, and he says the following: "Whatever you can do or dream you can do, begin it. Boldness has genius, magic, and power in it. Begin it now." The journey of 1,000 miles begins with one single step. So what Walt Whitman is saying here is, take that first step. If you can do it, or if you can dream about it, then start now. Don't waste a single moment. It's hard to deny that there's boldness involved in starting any endeavor, especially the ones that intimidate us or make us a little bit nervous. If we feel fear or hesitation or doubt or insecurity, if we procrastinate unnecessarily, even though in our heart of hearts we know what we want and we know how to get it, then there's an issue to be dealt with, in my personal opinion. There's a conflict. What your heart is telling you doesn't line up with what the rest of you is doing. Because if you were listening to your heart, you would begin it. You would draw that power, that magic, that genius that comes with boldness. When you take the first step, you will feel the shift. Now, when I say first step, that could be your first brush stroke. It could be your first paragraph. It could be your first row of seedlings. It doesn't matter what it is. You know what it is because it's speaking to you right now. As I'm talking, in your heart, there is something there that is piping up and saying, you have one of those things too. You have a passion. You have a calling. You have something that you have been dreaming of. Maybe you're not fully aware of it yet. Maybe you've been repressing it because you're too afraid to listen. You're too afraid that if you do listen, you'll have to begin. And so you're just tuning out that little voice inside, just ignoring it, finding excuses not to listen, finding distractions, when in reality what you should be doing is taking that first step. Now it sounds as if I'm talking to you, but in reality I'm talking to myself. See, I have something like this, something that has been growing inside of me these last few months. And I'd be lying to you if I told you that I haven't felt it before. I've felt this calling inside of me many, many times in the past, especially in the last 5 years. See, I thought that when I wrote the draft for my first book, that this urge, this calling would subside. I thought, now I've written it. This book that I've been trying to write for so long. And I thought to myself, now I'm going to stop experiencing that urge, that craving, that calling. And I did for a long time. I think these YouTube videos and the conversations that you and I have been having these last few months also helped to alleviate some of that pressure that I was feeling internally. The pressure of knowing you have something to do and time is running out. That's the pressure that I used to feel. And for the last year or so, I've been blessed with relief. But it's been coming back. And I've been dragging my feet, friends. I know what I have to do. I know how to begin. But something is standing in the way. Stephen Pressfield calls it resistance. And I know from the amount of resistance that I am experiencing that this calling, this craving, is precisely what I should be pursuing. I should be running at it head first. But you know, it's not always that simple, is it? I know that tonight when I get home from my meeting, I could get to work, but I probably won't. I'll probably make an excuse. I'll probably say I'm too tired, or I just want to relax, or I had a long day. And so if I do this night after night after night, I will end up on my deathbed, wishing I had spent a little bit more time writing my book. So anyway, The whole point of that was to say, don't be like me. Be better than me. Don't make excuses. You know what you have to do. You know it because your heart keeps telling you over and over again. So get to it. Don't mess around. Don't take a chance. You can't always put it off until tomorrow, because tomorrow might not materialize. This could be your last day on earth. And if you were to know that in advance, you would probably get to work. Thanks for riding along with me today, and don't forget to live well.